This is gonna be a long one. I can already feel it. Just so much stuff. Hello, let's go through my most used and favorite products from 2025. I'm concerned for how long this video is going to be. I'm also concerned that I'm going to forget things because the year was so long and I tried so many products last year, some incredible products. The way that I'm going to do this, obviously, I have a makeup collection, okay? The way that I store my makeup is in these bags, which is also a favorite, these 2-in-Kit bags. And I would say that what is in the bags is absolutely my most used, my most favorite products. So I'm gonna go through like some favorites from each bag, I guess. And then obviously like eyeshadows, anything that doesn't fit, because like I have things that don't fit in the bags that I've absolutely loved this year. So that's what we're going to do. This is only going to be makeup. I cannot do anything outside of makeup. We will literally be here for, I think, 45 years. The way that I'm going to do this is in the way that I do my makeup because that actually makes the most sense to me. So I guess we're starting with foundations and base products. My most used, and I say that because I've repurchased it multiple times, the Makeup Forever Super Boost Skin Tint. It's such an incredible tint. I'm already concerned that I'm going to talk too much about each product, so you just need to bear with me, okay? Get a snack, come back, sit with me, let's chat. It's such a beautiful skin tint. When we sadly lost the Charlotte Tilbury skin tint, oh my God, RIP. This came out and it just like completely replaced it for me. It's like I didn't even think about it twice. So that's how I know that I love this. It's the most skin-like, just beautiful complexion product. It was an absolute standout for me last year. Next, it has to be the Maybelline Superstay Skin Tint. This is my, like, I need full coverage. I want to be full glam. I'm going to an event. I need the most amount of makeup you're ever going to see product. But it looks like skin, and I get the most compliments when I wear this. I think because of the coverage of how it wears, it's just phenomenal. I have pretty much every single shade. I use it for when I'm fair. I use it all the way up to when I'm tanned, and I cannot get enough of how this looks on the skin. Another product that came into my life last year, the About Face, the Performer. This is phenomenal. This is one of the nicest foundations I've tried. If you like a skin tint, but you want something with a bit more coverage, like I could not, there's a massive hair on that. I'm so sorry. That is actually disgusting. That is not professional at all. It just makes your skin look incredible. And you know how I know I like a product? Because I mean, this is ridiculous, obviously, like I'm aware. If I find myself like searching for something or like actively wanting to wear a product without thinking, like it's all subconscious, that's how I know it's good. And that's exactly what was happening with this. I really don't think it would have been 2025 favorites if I didn't include Danessa Myricks. The Yummy Skin Serum Skin Tint. It's actually the base that I have on right now with a little bit of a concealer that I'll show you in a second. This is like one of the nicest skin tints I've tried. Super hydrating, wears really well. And then the Yummy Skin Serum Foundation. This is insane. The coverage that this has is so good. What I found myself doing was mixing the two together to give me sort of a luminous skin tint vibes with a little bit more coverage. Oh, so good. Lastly, I need to mention this, but I'm going to mention it really quickly because it's an extortionate amount of money. The Victoria Beckham skin tint, it's phenomenal. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. I don't want to say too much. It's very good. It's very good. Also, like everything else in this bag, I love. It wouldn't be in this bag if I didn't love it. The Makeup Forever HD Hydro Glow, an incredible glowy foundation if you're after one. All of my Chanel complexion products that I've also loved. The Dior stick, like everything in here, love. Maybe I'll hold this up like this and you can figure out what's in there. And you can just go by what I love. But I just didn't want to, I could literally just talk about this bag on its own. And I don't want to do that. Because as I said, I don't want this video to be too long. But so far, those were my standouts. I always get asked about concealers. I don't have too many, if I'm honest. I would say maybe 3. Like I could include Haus Labs, but I don't use it as often as the others. I would say my number 1 was the Tower 28 concealer, serum concealer, super hydrating, very glowy. I have a little bit of it on my cheeks just to cover any redness. If I want to go like full hardcore, it was Natasha Denona. I've used this for so many years. It's such a great concealer. The wear, the coverage, everything about it. And then lastly, the MAC Studio Radiance 24-hour Luminous Lift. Again, you can kind of see the kind of concealers that I like. Hydrating, illuminating, glowy. And this has been a great one for last year. Next up, we have bronzers. And if you follow me on TikTok, you know exactly what I'm about to do. Tennille J Bronzer in the shade Cappuccino. I can feel you all shouting that at the screen. This would absolutely be my number one bronzing product of 2025. It's a neutral toned bronzing cream. It's also ginormous. You get 30 grams of product in here. So it's literally lasted me forever. The shade is fantastic. I have it on again today just to add warmth back into my complexion. It's absolutely my number one of 2025. Close second, this has probably been like my number one bronzing product for years and years. The Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancers. I use medium, dark, medium, and also light medium, because why use one when you could use three? I don't use all three at the same time, but I use them for different things. It's just such a beautiful sheer bronzing product to add sheer warmth back into your complexion. I can't get enough of it. Another one that absolutely came onto the radar last year, the About Face Beach Freak Bronzer Sticks. The one that I use the most is Coney Island. I really, really like the tone of it. I really can't talk about the other one because I literally got it last week. It's such a fantastic bronzer. I think it's incredibly underrated. The formula is fantastic. The way that this screws back on, so it will literally never dry out if you put the lid on properly. The formula is beyond, like it's so good. And then I also picked up Tan Line last week, which is a much lighter bronzing shade. It's a little too light for me, but it does the job. But Coney Island, love. Lastly, not technically a bronzer, but look at this shade and tell me that that's not a bronzer. This is from Dior. It's the contour stick in the shade 2 Tan. That is to me a bronzer. It's so good. When I was tanned, this is what I used. It's got a really nice amount of opacity to it, so it does kind of also add coverage where you need. It's just the perfect bronzer shade, and I cannot wait for the Dior stick bronzers to launch. Like, I need them. I'm gonna buy every shade, not every shade. I'm gonna buy a lot of them, I can already tell. I'm also so aware that I'm absolutely gonna miss out on things in this video. So if you're like shouting at the screen, you use this, I'm so sorry. But genuinely, I have that type of memory, like a small child, where if it's not in object permanence, or if it's not directly in front of me in the bag, I truly forget that I have it. Okay, moving on, let's do the blushes, which might go for a very long time because there's a lot. Another year goes by of me absolutely loving and adoring the MAC Glow Play blushes. Blush Please, my most used shade. This I've used literally since launch. I bought them on launch day and I just cannot get enough of this blush and this formula. I could talk about it for years and years. I'm not going to. You know my love for that. Similarly, this came into my life last year. This is the Extra Dimension blush in the shade Into the Pink. It's the perfect blush topper, like highlighter shade. Gorgeous. Love this so, so much. Obviously, it's been a big year for MAC. I could just talk about MAC in general, but I'm not going to, even though I absolutely could. Is this cheating if I got this 2 weeks ago? Maybe yes, but these Fenty blushes, honestly, I should have got them sooner. That's on me. They're incredible. I'm wearing Bacon Cakes now over the top of a Stila blush. It's so good. The formula is so good, and I don't often recommend powder blushes, so that says a lot for me to recommend that. The other powder blush recommendation that I would give you are the Ilia Soft Focus Blurring Blushes. Incredible. The shade Glimpse is just so stunning. It's that like nothing beige blush. Oh my God, love a nothing beige blush. This is like the queen of that. This formula, impeccable. You know what's gonna happen? I love everything in this bag. Oh no, like this is no good. The Rhode Pocket blushes, loved those this year. The little Dior compartment that I have in this bag, like these have been such a standout for me. Blush sticks, these like matte blurring blushes, phenomenal. Like the list of Dior, like all Dior launches from last year, so good. And I'm so excited to see what's coming for this year. Like already the bronzer sticks, I'm going on a tangent. I need to stop. I just love Dior, okay? Another absolute standout, but just this shade, I would say. I wish they had other shades in this range that I liked as much as this one. This Charlotte Tilbury Unreal Healthy Glow Blush Stick. This is the shade Rosy Glow. This to me is like the most bridal pink, beautiful princess blush. The formula is fantastic. If you like a glowy cheek, you would love this. It's such a beautiful formula. I wish they had other shades. They're all like very bright. Like give us some more subdued tones, more brownie tones, beige, of course. But this one, love it. 2025 was also the year that I completely fell back in love with the Westman Baby Cheeks. I think because I really started using these kind of tones. This is Mimi, like the dreamiest blush of all dreamy blushes. And then I saw Garcon and I was like, well, I need that immediately. And I bought it and I just like, oh my God, I fell right back in love with Garcon and like the Westman brand, the super loaded tinted highlights, which I kind of use as a blush, I guess. Like those, love, like absolutely love. I wasn't going to do a highlighter section. They would all just be the MAC ones. Is that okay? Can that be my highlighter section? MAC, Extra Dimension, like the glowy blushes, all those. That's my highlighter section, okay? I'm getting overwhelmed. There's so many. Oh my God, you know what else I really loved? The Morphe blush trios and also the Patrick Tar duos. Do you see every single thing in this blush bag? Go through the blush bag video. Those are all my favorites because otherwise I'm gonna get overwhelmed. Next, I would do powders. So I'm going to throw these in. The Rimmel powder came back into my life very late in 2025. I can't get enough of it. It's so good. It was the first powder I ever purchased. Like, can you believe? And now she's like fully back in my routine and I'm obsessed with it. It's just so good. But the powder of the year for me, Huda Beauty Pound Cake. This is the old packaging. I'm aware. I don't have the new one yet. I really should get it to like compare the pair. This made me realize that okay, tangent. This is the only tangent I'll allow myself in this video. I now, as part of this job, like social media, go to a lot of events, and I have had more flash photography, professional flash photography taken of me in the last year than ever before, I would say. Like sorry, my lips are getting dry. You'll see this in a second. Proper flash photography. Not many people would, I would say, have a lot of proper flash photography taken of them in their lives. Maybe like when we were going to the clubs and like when we were 18 years old, and then also like maybe on your wedding day. So what I realized is you do really need to powder certain areas of your face because otherwise you look sweaty and shiny and you look like a mess. I'm talking to myself here, okay? So what I realized was strategic powder in the areas that I need them. For me, it's here, like around my nose and my mouth, because if you have a Sula in flash photography, it's game over. It's literally game over. It's not, like you'll be so fine. But I just needed to make sure that my skin was powdered. I think I realized this when I started going to the tennis, like going to tennis events, because it was like 40 degrees, it was really hot. And I just looked unkempt is what I would say. It was no bueno for me. Then I started using this like erases anything in your skin. It makes you really smooth. It makes you really airbrushed. I would always spray myself down over the top of it with like setting sprays or something so that I didn't look too matte. But strategic powder for flash photography, not really for everyday life. I don't use this every day, only when I know that I'm gonna have professional photos taken of me. It's just a must. It's just a must, okay? And this was the powder that I loved to do it with. It makes you look insane. It makes you look insane. This was my absolute setting spray of 2025. This is the One Size Until Dawn Mattifying Waterproof Setting Spray. The minute I realized that eyeshadow primers don't work for me, I don't need eyeshadow primer recommendations, okay? None of that here. And I could just spray my eyes at close range with this and then nothing would move. My life changed. It's fantastic. I will say too much of this in areas, it's like your makeup peels off if you touch it. So I'm very cautious with how and where I use this. Another one that I've absolutely loved this year, the Mecca Max Life Proof Setting Spray. That's what I have over my complexion to make me look really glowy, really glossy. And it's kind of my way of getting around powders and using powders because I'm just like not a powder gal. I really much prefer creams. However, spraying something like this over the top to just wet everything down makes it look like I'm wearing creams. Like, would you know that I have a full powder cheek on? You wouldn't. It's because I used this. So these are probably my most used. I would also say the L'Oreal setting spray is fantastic. That came into my life at a really great time. I needed that for my like neck. I go to the football pretty much every week, the AFL. If you're outside of Australia and you're like, what the hell? The AFL football. And it's really cold here when the footy is on. So puffer jackets, scarves, like everything to like keep me warm. And what I would do is before I would go, spray my neck with the L'Oreal setting spray, you know, the one in the red can with the black lid, and nothing transfers. It stops like transfer to my clothes. So that was a real MVP for me. last year. Now let's do all those random little products that I keep in this bag. I would say the 2-in-1 bags, as I mentioned, an absolute favorite of last year. This is like their little set bag, and what I put in here is basically things that don't change in my routine. So my mascara, my brow products, my lip liners, my eyeliners, my primers, just all that kind of stuff that when I'm filming, I just bring this bag with me and I know like I have everything that I'll need in here. So I'm just gonna go through and pull out my little favorites from in here. What's not in here but absolutely should be the 2 MAC primers that I absolutely loved and adored from last year. The Studio Radiance primer as well as the Mattifying primer. Those two, my holy grail, like priming products. I also really loved for like a pre-hydration makeup step, the face primer from Refi. This is the Glow and Sculpt. I'm nearly out of this. I absolutely need to get another one because it's just fantastic. If you like hydration under your makeup, because I like hydration under my makeup, I'm a serial under prepper when it comes to my makeup, and this is the perfect product to under prep your skin with. Mascaras, there really is only one, and that's the Milk Kush High Roll Mascara that I do believe has been discontinued. They re-released like the Kush, it's green, it's no good. Oh my God, it's no good. Don't buy that. This is the one. It's a tubing mascara. It's fantastic. I also really liked the Maybelline Firework mascara. The Tarte tubing mascaras came into my life at a great time. Another tubing mascara that's fantastic, the Too Faced Ribbon Wrapped Lash is so good. I also really loved the Makeup by Mario Master mascaras in the brown, in the black. You know what else was really good? The Kai Lash in brown and black. I've got so many mascaras in here and I really weirdly loved them all. For brows, I have two brow pencils that I really loved. The Merit brow pencil, you'll see that I really like a tiny little pencil. This was fantastic. And I also love my Benefit brow pencil. I went through maybe 3 or 4 of those and then I ran out and I just didn't repurchase, even though I really should because I love it so much. I had the Merit, so I was like, I'll just use that. They're both fantastic. Clear brow gel, of course, from Rare Beauty. Another clear brow gel that I really liked. This came out kind of later in the year, the Morphe Clear Brow Gel, the Micromanager. I really like this tiny little bristle that it had. God, that's also got hair on it. What is wrong with me today? I will say, Rare Beauty always reigns supreme. Eyeliners and lip liners are gonna be so hard, but I will say, these Tarte lip liners, the Maracuja Juicy Lip Liners, I used so much. Like if you watched any of my tutorials from last year, you will know. And I think it's because the shades are just so fantastic. They've got really beautiful rosy shades, brown shades, like nudie tones, like just fantastic lip liner tones. And the formula is so good. Also loved the lifter liners from Maybelline last year. They're fantastic. They do not budge like that for a drugstore, chemist, cheaper alternative lip liner. Fantastic. You know what my most used lip liner was? And it's not in here, and that's how you know it's my most used. Huda Beauty Pinky Brown. Those lip liners, whatever they're called, my most used. That shade, fantastic. That formula, incredible, unmatched. My most used because they're in my handbag. I should actually buy backups of those. You know what else I really loved? The Rhode lip liners, fantastic. The Capini, like contoury ones, also really good. I had a lot of really lovely lip products. MAC lip liners, of course. The Merit like sheer ones. These, like both severely underrated. Merit sheer glossy ones, and then also the MAC sheer glossy ones, the lip glazes. Phenomenal. Like no brand was doing these, and they do really have a place in my makeup routine. I love a glossy lip liner. I didn't realize that until last year. Eyeliners, as you can see, I'm a big eyeliner gal. Smoky, smudgy liner is like my favorite thing. I would say the Mario pencils, my absolute favorite. Perfect Brown, of course, so good. Last year, I also managed to get my hands on the bronze shade, which I'd never been able to get my hands on before. I actually didn't get my hands on it. They sent it to me. So that wasn't even my doing. The bronze shade is so fantastic. The Mecca Max eyeliner is also really good. That's what I have on right now, just like a little smoky wing. I also really loved the Victoria Beckham liners and the Prada liners. They're also great. Another liner that if you want something that literally doesn't move, these from MAC Color Excess, these do not move. The shade that I liked, oh, Glide or Die is the shade. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. The one that I use the most, I don't even want to say it out loud. It's called Sick Tat Bro. It's the perfect brown. They don't move in like a scary way. You know, like you put something on, it doesn't come off, and then you get a little stressed. That's how I feel about those MAC liners, but they're very good. I should have done lip sticks post that I would say I'm loving my Dior lip oils again. This Mecca Max Pout Pop in the shade Top Down. Oh, I love it so much. This came into my life 2 weeks ago, the final week of the year. Even though I've had them in the past, I just didn't use them. And now that I'm using it, I'm like, you big dummy. These are fantastic. I don't really do a lot of lips. I tend to just put clear gloss over everything. The MAC clear gloss is phenomenal. That's kind of just what I used to top everything. I can guarantee you there were other glossy things that I used. Haus Labs lip glaze, those are insane. Those are so good. Yeah, there definitely would have been other things, but I can't remember them off the top of my head because all I have in my head is this silly little Mecca Max lipstick. I can't get enough of it. Lastly, the eyeshadow of the year, which has actually been the eyeshadow of my entire life. I don't want to open mine because it finally took a crumble. It's finally completely fallen apart. I do have another one, but this just shows you how much I love this eyeshadow. This is MAC Sweet Heat. It is absolutely my most used, most worn eyeshadow of all time. It's my favorite. It's just the best. It really also set me up for what was one of my best years career-wise. So I owe all of 2025 to this eyeshadow. It's the perfect pinky, peachy shimmer eyeshadow. It just looks so good on me, okay? I love it so much. So that is my like single eyeshadow. This is actually my product of 2025. Like just this. Scrap the rest of the video. It's literally just this. However, in the eyeshadow category, I also really need to mention Morphe because these like palettes came out last year, I believe. The mini ones and also these big ones. So good. This is not my most used one. My most used one was the rose one, that like pinky one. Loved that palette. I used it so often on me when I did makeup on other people. That's what I was using, but they're so good. If you're after a really affordable eyeshadow palette, I cannot recommend these more. And if you want just like a little one with some shimmer, the like little 6-pan palettes are so good. I could do literally an hour-long video about eyeshadows from last year. I really came back into the eyeshadow category, even wearing just like a soft wash of something over my lid. It just makes me so happy that I'm back on the full eyeshadow train. I do have Sweet Heat to thank for that. The category, like it's huge. I've got lots of cream ones, but honestly, it just has to be this. You know, like if you know, you know, it's literally just this. I really feel like I'm forgetting so many things. Which I do feel like is a little bit of a cop-out because I did not narrow this down at all, but that is very me, okay? I'm never gonna narrow anything down. I'm never gonna pick one of each category. Like that's never going to be me. You're never gonna get that for me, okay? It's never gonna happen. It's always gonna be maximalist, the most of the most. I have so many things that I love and so many things that I just wanna share. So if you're looking for one product from each category, you'll have to go elsewhere. I think that's it. I definitely feel like I'm forgetting lots of things. Like I can just feel how much I've forgotten. I hope you enjoyed. I hope this wasn't too long. I don't know. I haven't sat down to edit this yet. Or maybe you do like it very long and then you've had something to watch while you're doing whatever you're doing around the house. Those were my most used, most favorite things from 2025. I cannot wait to see what new goodies we discover in 2026. I'm gonna go and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.